What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This weekend has been crazy. It's been popping off on my TikTok too. With this guy, I talked about this guy. So apparently, people are alleging that he got fired. I don't know if he's fired or not. He has not said he's fired, and I don't think they have released a statement saying that he's fired yet. So anyway, but there's a belief that he's fired from the school. He was online, and we're gonna go into it. I just want y'all to see it.
Remember your Bruce Lee quote.
So a man on TikTok went viral all over the internet because he decided to let some of his female students do his hair. After getting in trouble from the incident, he ended up going on social media and crying about it. You got one half of the internet that say there's nothing wrong with that. It's completely cool to let your students untangle your teacher's hair. While you got others that say no, that is not right. That shouldn't be happening at all. But he ended up.
And I'm gonna make sure my point is clear. I honestly thought it was inappropriate. It looked weird to me, and I just thought it was inappropriate. Now, a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, this is something that is common. This is not something that's not new." Just because something is allowed to happen does not make it good. Okay, just because it goes unchecked for a long time. And right now, especially nowadays, I feel like people are, especially with all these teachers coming out, whether it's women teachers or whether it's men teachers, all these teachers coming out, everybody needs to stop touching each other. I don't care what anybody says. If I was a father, I was coming in the classroom and I see my daughter um unbraiding a teacher's hair, I would not like that. Okay. It doesn't matter what you think about me, I don't give a damn. I personally would not like that. Okay, I don't care if that's his favorite student or teacher or anything. I don't care if there's 6 kids up there. No, we're not doing that.
Uploading this video, and then he had to defend himself, and this is what he said.
Let's go ahead and stir the pot a little, shall we? Last Friday, 10 minutes before dismissal time, I decided to live stream my students helping me take my hair out. There was quite the discourse in the chat, which had people saying this was inappropriate and other people saying this was completely fine. There was nothing wrong with what I was doing, and people just...
Also, I want to add context because he does not add context to his first video. He was live streaming, yes. People in the comments were saying that it was inappropriate, anything like that. He ended that live stream. He then records the kids again and makes a separate video in which he talks over that video. And that is the video that you're seeing now. So he got off live to do another video to bring this to TikTok.
Just making it weird. So of course I had to bring this issue to the big stage. I would like to represent myself in this case, Your Honor, if I may.
You're a moron!
Number one, for a little context, I had a hair appointment immediately after school, and I needed my hair taken out beforehand. I would have taken it out the night before, but that Friday we had a camera crew coming in to shoot a promotional video, and I was one of the ones being interviewed. So I had to look presentable, so I didn't take my hair out. I didn't have the time to do it all myself because it would have taken me forever. So naturally I asked about 4 or 5 of my over 100 best friends to assist me in taking my hair out, and they all agreed. Number two, this was at the end of class. This week we were doing STEM fair presentations. Since it was Friday and all of my students did an excellent job on their STEM fair projects and presentations, I told them if we get one solid presentation in this class, I'll end class a little early and they can have fun and play basketball, darts, or be on their phones or whatever. And during that time, my team would help me take my hair out. A couple of these were students from my class, but others were students from other classes. I wrote all of them a pass at the beginning of the class period, requesting their assistance 10 minutes before dismissal. I told the teachers only send them if all of their work was completed and they had good behavior.
See, and that's something that, and me and my dad even talked about this. This is something that I had a problem with as well. My kid's in another class, okay? My kid is in another classroom, all right? He's a science teacher. Let's say that my kid has math or something like that. See, I don't know about y'all, but I grew up, my dad was very interactive in school to the point where he would show up whenever he wanted to show up. And the teachers knew that. Okay. If my dad wanted to come in to the classroom on a Tuesday he could show up whenever he wanted to. And that's how interactive my dad was within my educational career. He will show up. Okay. Bump all that. Let's say that you're supposed to be in math class. It doesn't matter what's going on in there. Let's say that you're supposed to be in math class and I come looking for you and you're in science class. Okay. That's also a big no no. All right. And so that's just me. Like I said, I don't expect people to understand it because I had parents that were very interactive in my school years. Okay. A lot of y'all parents weren't, and I could tell. But also, it's just why would you need this? Why is this necessary? Um, the other part of it is that a lot of people are saying, well, there are a lot of women who do this and stuff like that. Again, two wrongs don't make a right. Okay. And I also want to say this before we even get started. There are women that absolutely get reprimanded. They don't go viral because they're not stupid enough to double down on what they do. He is, apparently. He's been going crazy all weekend. But there are absolutely women teachers that get in trouble and reprimanded for inappropriate relationships and inappropriate things that goes on.
They all met the criteria, so 10 minutes before dismissal, they showed up for their job. My next point I'd like to make is if I was a female teacher, those people wouldn't be in the comments saying, oh, this is weird, this is inappropriate. Because me personally, I don't think there's anything weird about this. People are saying, oh, that's too intimate. To me, it's literally just hair. It doesn't have to be weird. Some people have never had cool teachers, and it shows. I personally believe that building authentic relationships with students is paramount in being an effective teacher. I make sure my students know and can feel that I care about them beyond the schoolwork and all the stuff that I have to make them do. I take the time to get to know my students outside of academics because caring for the whole child is what's important.
Now he says this, and all that stuff sounds amazing, bro. Like all of that is great. What the fuck that got to do with your hair? Okay, caring about the whole students. Man, there's plenty of activities that you can do with your students so that you can understand your students. And here's the thing, there are plenty of teachers that do TikToks. Okay, there are plenty of teachers that do TikToks. They're not having students taking out their hair. I promise you they're not. Okay. And I think that I do think that this is weird. It doesn't matter if there's a woman involved, it doesn't matter if there's a man involved. Don't have my kid taking out your hair. Okay. And I know plenty of teachers in my life that would never. I'm 31. There was a time where you couldn't even be behind the teacher's desk, but that was for protection of the teacher and the student to develop a boundary between the student and the teacher. Okay, you can't come up here. You need to stay at your desk. That's your field of play over there. And that was everybody's issue. It's unprofessional, it's inappropriate, it's not necessary. You talking about you trying to build relationship, you could build relationships any other way. Like you said, you play darts with your kids. You can sit around and have it, you can just pop up in conversations and go over there in your conversation. He also has a video where the girls are like painting his nails, and I'm not saying that that I don't care that he's getting his nails painted. It's the fact that he's doing it again on school property during school hours, bro. It's inappropriate.
Some of these students have been with me since I was a substitute 4 years ago. They see me as a big brother or a father figure, as some of them say. And me, I don't want kids of my own, so all of these kids are literally my children. And in case you're wondering about their parents, most of them follow me on social media and always talk about my videos with their kids. They always tell me that they're so grateful that their kids have someone like me in their life. In my admin, they're well aware of my social media presence and they love my videos. To me, this is just another wholesome moment that I'm having with my kids that I was fortunate enough to catch on film. Since I'm a science teacher, one thing...
But you didn't catch it on film, like you live streamed it, and then you kept, what? You're doing this on purpose. Like, I don't get why you making that up.
That I teach my students about is symbiosis. Symbiosis deals with the relationships between organisms. The type of relationship that I like to foster in my class is mutualism, or mutualistic relationship, which means both organisms benefit from the exchange. So when my students have good behavior, complete all their assignments, and do everything that a scholar is supposed to do, I reward them with downtime and just time to just be a kid, be on their phones, play games, gossip, so on and so forth. My students and I work hard and we play harder.
And that's the thing. None of that is bad. None of that is bad, what you just said. If there was a live stream and they caught you playing darts with your kids, nobody would say anything. If they caught you playing basketball with the guys, nobody would have said anything. They're watching you on live stream. And here's the thing, bro. You can't get mad at how people perceive something, especially when the United States system right now is just in the toilet. The educational system is in the toilet. Okay. People, we are now in a place where most people can't even read above a 7th grade reading level. That's not to say that his students are not good students, and it's not to say that his students don't deserve any downtime or anything like that. It's to say that's what people are looking into these classrooms. And I don't know what's up with y'all teachers trying to live stream everything. It's another guy who also live streamed in this classroom and stuff like that, and his kids didn't know shapes. And you don't think that's secondhand embarrassing? You don't think that's embarrassing to watch? But y'all think that all this stuff is okay. You think that it's okay to just live stream all this stuff.
I'm fortunate enough to have students that feel safe and comfortable around me, safe to come to me with their problems, their frustrations. They come to me seeking guidance and wisdom, or come to me simply to chill and hang out because they know that they have a safe space to be themselves around me. What I strive to do as an educator
all of that
is be
stuff
the teacher
is
I wish I had grown up.
Great.
I strive to be the teacher that makes my inner child happy, someone that my inner child would be proud of. I want to be the teacher that my students reflect back on 20, 30 years down the line and think like, dang, that teacher I had in middle school, he was the shit. No further questions, Your Honor.
And then also he brings up like being the cool teacher and stuff like that. Bro, I had plenty of cool teachers that would take points off because they understand that like all the kids didn't get the material. So instead of just like punishing them, it's like, let's go over that material again. I'm gonna take 10 points off of that. Teachers that would roll the projectors in and let us watch a movie or something like that to the end of class. Teachers that implemented interactive assignments so that we're not just sitting in our chairs all day and we're not being lazy and stuff and we're being active. There's plenty of teachers that do cool shit, okay? Cool teachers, all right? Again, what does that have to do with young girls playing in your head as a grown man? And again, man, I don't went around asking dudes. I'm like, hey, man, let me see if I'm tripping. Let me see if I'm just not in the right mindset. And I've asked men, hey, would you let your daughter play in another grown man's head or let her play in a teacher's head? All of them said no. What type of shit is that? All of them, every last one of them. What type of shit is that? What's going on here? What's the point? What is he doing that for?
Let me know your thoughts in the comments. You think this was inappropriate or people are making something out of nothing? And although you are entitled to your opinion, all I ask is that you be respectful. Thank you.
So, of course, people were still coming for him in the comments, and he decided to slam the people coming at him.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start clearing some people. Start off with this gentleman right here. You're letting your daughters play in a grown man's head. God forbid I had kids, but if I had a daughter with a teacher like myself, with a good heart, good spirit, sound mind, no, I would not mind if they took his hair out.
And that's it. But that you're not understanding also the question. You're adding to it, right? Well, if they're like me, how do you know if they're like you? How do you know that? Again, it's a live stream with people looking into it. They don't really know you that well. And again, I think that it was blown way out of proportion, sure, but I also understand everybody else's concern. We're watching the Dan Snyder shit happen. We're watching all these uptick in we're watching this uptick in teachers touching on children, men and women. We're watching this uptick of industry stuff happening. This is what we're watching on a day-to-day basis. We're not saying that all teachers are doing this, but majority of those teachers that are not doing it, best believe that they're protecting themselves. They understand that there's a barrier they need to position themselves. Big dog, if you love teaching so much, that's just how I feel. If you love teaching so much, you're gonna do everything so that you could stay in that classroom, even if that means you might miss out on a few moments of interacting with kids. And there's a way you can explain it. Hey man, listen, some people don't understand the love that can be given in this classroom. And so in order to protect you and myself, and for me to keep coming back and being a cool teacher that I am, I'm going to establish full boundaries. That's what people are saying.
That's what little girls like to do. They like to do hair and do nails and makeup. I have 5 little sisters. You bet your ass I done had a wig on my head before, had a whole lace front. I done got my nails painted, eyebrows done. Bro, this is what they do. As a father, I would even let my daughter do those things. Like if she wanted to paint my nails pink, or freaking put a wig on me, or do my hair, or put makeup.
Brother, that's you. You're her father. See, this man can't even establish the difference between actual fatherhood and his job. His job has credentials. But I done took an education class. So I already know there's rules, regulations. You can get fired for stuff even close to this. Okay. So for you to be sitting here right now saying, oh yeah, as a father, I would let my daughters do it to me. You're the father. Of course you would. No one's questioning that. He said another man. And I'm gonna be real with you. Now looking at this video off of TikTok, because I really didn't look at this one. Looking at this video off of TikTok, because he doesn't want to have kids, does make it a little bit more strange for a couple of reasons. Not because he doesn't want to have kids, because he doesn't understand the difference between a father-daughter dynamic and a little girl and a teacher dynamic. It's not the same. It doesn't matter what them kids tell you, dog. I've been a counselor of a leadership camp. I've had kids call me father. No, don't call me that shit. I've had kids call me a brother figure and stuff like that. Don't call me that. You can call me a nickname, but you can't call dad, father, none of that. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? I understand that sometimes these kids gravitate to you. That's not what people are arguing, big dog. It's almost as if you're not even trying to establish that is not your peer, that is your student. You're going around calling them your best friends. They're not your best friends, big dog. They're not. They're your students. You are an authoritative. You're in authoritative position. They're not your kids.
Up on me, I'm gonna do every single one of those things. You know why? Because I'm secure in my masculinity. That's one thing that I think is stumping a lot of guys, a lot of grown men today, is they are not secure with themselves and they project their own insecurities onto others. Everything doesn't have to be weird. It's even the way you worded this question. Read this. You letting your daughters play in a grown man's head. Do you see how you're already trying to spin that? That's very telling of what you have going on up.
You are a teacher. You're a teacher. Yes. Would you let your daughter play in another man's grown ass man's head? It wasn't a spin. You are the teacher, bro.
Upstairs. We as a people have to abandon this idea of, sexual intimacy being tied with getting your hair done. People have this view because typically you're intimate in a sexual manner with someone who does your hair. Automatically, this whole hair video is going to cause some people to be like, oh, where's that? That's weird. But again, it's very telling of your own state of mind. For you to watch a video like that, literally had the camera set up, protect myself, protect my students. Y'all can see there's nothing suggestive going on. It's like family, it's like community as people.
And this is where I started getting into, like, on TikTok, like the groomer activities, because what groomers try to do, bro, a lot of them try to establish some type of relationship between the kid and a barrier between the parents. And so there's a lot of things that are just red flags for me personally. But he's trying to say, oh, well, you guys can see me. Big dog, we don't know what you're doing off camera, and we don't know what you're doing later on. We don't know where this stuff is going to escalate. Do y'all think that it starts out at essay or uh, PDF file downloader activities? No, it starts by somebody establishing a relationship. He told you he worked there for 4 years. He told you they see him as a father figure and a brother, and he's a teacher. Okay, he plays into it with them. He's got the teachers and all them stuff on his social media. Oh, ain't nothing happening here. Of course, ain't nothing happening yet. But you're going that where you look crazy. You look like you're going that route.
We're saying in the chat, this is simply a wholesome, innocent, community-oriented activity. As people mentioned, hair is very important in Black culture. We connect and we bond through our hair. Just
man, get out of here with that. You're at work, bro. You're at your job.
like I said, little girls love to do hair. Bro, they jumped at the opportunity to help take my hair out and showcase their skills, their talents, and their abilities. Because a lot of them, they do hair. They got little side hustles. They do nails.
Mind y'all, these are middle schoolers. These are not high schoolers. These are middle school kids. Of course they jumped at the opportunity. What are you talking about? Of course they jumped at the opportunity.
They do nails, hair, and tracks. What's up? And I'm going to support Black business and support my students every time. Every time. Someone also mentioned, oh, I would love to see some of your guy BFFs in the video instead of just your girl. Bro, do you actually think middle school boys are trying to help their male teacher take his hair out? My sister, what? You only saw girls taking out my hair because only girls wanted to do that. No guys were like, oh, Mr. White, can you I want to take your braids out. Bro, middle school boys are not on that. They was on the basketball court. They were on the dartboard. They weren't worried about my hair. I think of some other things people were saying in the comments. Oh, this is so unprofessional. What if visitors come into the school? What does the administration think? Where's the admin? What about the parents? What do they think? Haha. Oh, this is how it starts. They start doing stuff like this just to get comfortable with it.
What's with the Mickey Mouse voice? What's with the Mickey Mouse voice? I don't get this.
And they start trying more. I hate the fact that simply because there are incidences of teachers taking advantage of minors, that there's just this like view that, oh, all teachers are on that type time just because of their close-knit relationships with their students. Not all teachers are sick in the head trying to go after minors. Even if it isn't the teacher.
No, and those who are clearly, definitively not doing that are not letting children take their hair down. They don't even want to touch children. There was one woman on there that was like fist bump, high five. That's as far as you're gonna get. Not even you can do a side hug as far as I'm concerned. You know, a little church hug. You ever been to church? That's cool too. You know, there was a male teacher who went viral for I think his whole class or something like that. He had a different handshake for his whole class or something like that, right? So that was pretty dope as well. But what you're comparing that to is them doing your hair. And again, this is all over doing his hair. I don't understand it. I don't understand what are we fighting for.
What if the girls try to make a move? Bro, I'm rooted enough in my morals and ethics that in the rare case a student does overstep the boundaries that's there, because people are saying, oh, there's no boundaries because he was getting his hair done. Bro, I got boundaries. You need to have boundaries just as a human, but hair, bro, it's hair. But in the rare case a student does overstep a boundary, it is my duty, it is my obligation to correct the behavior. Again, not all teachers are trying to take advantage of minors. Side note.
But that's also not on you, though. You can't determine that. Let's say one of those 6 girls had a crush on you. Let's say they had a crush on you. Big dog, you've already let them do your hair. You know what I mean? Especially little girls, some little girls take any little bit of kindness, especially if they have like weird situations at home. They take little weird incidents of kindness and they flip it into something else. You can't do nothing now because now you've let this little girl do your hair. And again, now you can't course correct it. You know what I mean? And, I mean, you could try to course correct it, but You know what I mean? Like if something happens, everybody's going to point to that incident of you allowing that child to do your hair.
I just watched this back and it look like I'm bald. I got cornrows. I just got a big ass forehead. But anyway, as I mentioned in the video, I don't have kids of my own, so my students are literally my children.
They're
I
not.
love these kids as if they were my own. Very last thing I want to do to my children is take advantage of them and harm them in any way. That's not what we're going for. That's not why I'm a teacher. People are saying like, "Oh, you ain't got to defend yourself against." I mean, I know I don't, but I still got to put my 2 cents in. Because if you've been following me, you've seen or just scrolled through a few of my videos, you can see like me personally, my bullshit meter or my creep or weirdo meter or radar is like dialed in. I can spot fake ass energy or a creep ass dude from a mile away. Energy never lies. So the real no. Not only is my creep radar dialed in, these girls, their radars are also dialed in. They're all just not these clueless girls running around with their, like, heads or chicken with their heads cut off. If they get any weird ass vibes from anybody, especially a grown man, they're going to keep their distance every time.
Not a grown man that they find attractive, number one. Number two, not a authoritative figure either. You know what I'm saying? He's gaslighting so bad. You're allowing these girls to paint your nails. You're allowing these girls to play in your hair. You're also allowing them, you're also being the cool teacher on top of that stuff. Correct? And you're filming your own TikTok, all this stuff. You're integrating them into your social media space, which to me that's unprofessional as itself, right? Like I've had teachers that have absolutely like posted pictures of kids, but what they would do is they would blur that kid out. If it's an activity or something, they will blur that kid out, or just not, or crop that kid out if they're in a picture. But I mean, brother, come on, brother.
I've literally experienced this, seen some of my students do this very thing. If they feel like you're a creep, bro, they're not getting close to you. They're not going to talk to you, let alone take your hair out. As far as it being unprofessional, I can see that a little bit. Oh, what if there were visitors? Bro, it was a Friday. At the end of the day, 10 minutes before dismissal time. Work is done for the week. Work is done for the day. Fridays are usually our chill days. If they work and do what they're supposed to do Monday through Thursday, Friday I usually give them a day where they could just chill. But we didn't chill this Friday. We did presentations. And then after, I said if they did a good job, we can chill. And during that time, right before dismissal, I was going to get my hair taken out. What else did I miss? Oh, admin, parents, well aware of my social media presence. They're well aware of they love my content. My principal is constantly talking about my videos, even in staff meetings. Oh, this is the viral guy. It's TikTok. He's going viral every time, all the time. Parents, every time they see me, Mr. White, you're like a comedian. I love your videos. Most of the students you see in my videos, their parents literally signed media release forms so they could be in my TikTok and in my Instagram videos. Of course, if we had
did they sign media release forms with the schools, or did they sign it with you? Because most kids do sign like immediate release forms, but if it's with the school, that doesn't include your personal social media accounts. I hope you know that. I hope that you know that does not include your social media accounts. And again, I've already talked about this on TikTok. He has not shown proof that the parents have signed anything that says that he could do what he wants to.
Was at the school? No, I'm probably not going to be getting my hair taken out because that would be dumb. Admin does a good job at letting us know, like, oh, we're going to have this person in the school, or this group is coming, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you look the part, wear some school gear, rocked out your school attire. None of that on that day. So, yeah. And literally, when I was to get my hair taken out, the principal came in. He came in the room. He saw what was going on. He saw the operation and walked right out. I didn't get a call or text, Mr. White, I need to talk to you about this. Or the next day or today when I came to school, like, hey, this parent saw this. They're trying, bro, they do not care. They love this. They love it.
Yet you're at home. yet you are at home. Anyway, I mean, dude, at the end of the day, bro, it was unprofessional. And I don't really care what people say about it. You can put what you want in the comments, but I don't care what people say about it. It was unprofessional. And to me, your explanations were very groomer activity. The way that you even explain yourself, and then you just keep posting, bro. Like you just kept posting. You then made a collage of these students and stuff. It's like your last thing on TikTok. I thought that was mad weird. Brother, seek help. I don't or stay off social media, because if you do get fired, it's going to be ugly for you, bro. You're going to have this on your record, and you're going to have to keep explaining this over and over and over again. So that's just how I see it. Peace.